If you had told Rose Sokolov that she would one day save the life of the man she hated most, she would have laughed in your face. And if you had told Justinn Beeber that he would wake up believing his greatest enemy was the love of his life, well, he would have put a bullet in your head for the insult. You see, the feud between the Italian Mafia and the Russian Mafia had lasted longer than either of them had been alive. And standing at the center of that feud were two people who could barely stand being in the same room together. Rose Sokolov and Justinn Beeber. Their rivalry wasn't just business. It was personal. Justinn blamed Rose for the death of his younger sister, Haley Beeber. The same Haley who had died 3 years ago under mysterious circumstances. The same Haley whose killer had never been found. And ever since that day, Justinn had sworn that Rose would pay. Which made it all the more infuriating when she ruined yet another one of his operations. Actually, that's not entirely true. This time, he ruined hers. The operation was supposed to be Rose's chance. Her opportunity to finally prove to her father that she was worthy of becoming heir to the Sokolov organization. One successful trade deal. One victory. That was all she needed. Instead, Justinn stormed in and destroyed months of planning in a single night. And Rose? She completely lost her mind. Now, Rose wasn't known for violence. She wasn't one of those women who could fight 10 men at once. She wasn't an assassin. She wasn't even particularly intimidating. She was a 5'7" woman fueled entirely by anger and bad decisions. Which explains why, 3 hours later, she was standing outside Justinn's safe house holding a hammer in one hand and a bag of oranges in the other. Don't ask. Even she wasn't thinking clearly. The oranges were important for one reason. Justinn Beeber had a ridiculous fear of them. A secret only a handful of people knew. And Rose happened to be one of them. Her plan? Scare him. Embarrass him. Get revenge. Simple. Unfortunately, things rarely go according to plan. The moment the first orange hit his chest, Justinn stepped outside. 6'3". Built like a tank. And very, very angry. Rose immediately realized something horrifying. She had forgotten to bring an actual weapon. The hammer was still sitting in her car. Which meant she had just attacked one of the most dangerous men in the country. With fruit. For 3 seconds, neither of them moved. Then Justinn started running. And Rose screamed. Because self-preservation suddenly sounded like a fantastic idea. She jumped into her car and sped away. Justinn chased after her. And then, everything happened at once. Headlights. Screeching tires. A deafening crash. And Justinn Beeber's body flying through the air. Rose slammed on her brakes. Silence. For a moment, she just stared. The man who had made her life miserable. The man she blamed for destroying her future. The man who hated her more than anyone else. Was lying motionless on the pavement. Blood pooled beneath him. And nobody else was around. She could leave. She could drive away. Nobody would ever know. Nobody would ever suspect her. In fact, his death would solve half her problems. Rose gripped the steering wheel. Thinking. Calculating. Deciding. Then she cursed loudly. Because despite everything, she couldn't do it. She couldn't leave him there. So she got out of the car. And rushed toward him. What Rose didn't know. What she couldn't possibly know. Was that when Justinn Beeber opened his eyes again, he wouldn't remember who he was. He wouldn't remember his family. He wouldn't remember the Mafia. And most importantly, he wouldn't remember that Rose Sokolov was his enemy. But Rose? The second she heard the doctor say the word amnesia, a very dangerous idea began to form inside her head.
And that idea was about to change both their lives forever.
"I'm his fiancée," she said.